What's up guys, my name is Mars, welcome back to another video and here back on F1 Fantasy to do the recap of the Canadian Grand Prix. If you're new to this series, I can say basically I do the recap on F1 Fantasy after a real life Grand Prix, and today, like I said, we're going to do the recap of the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's see how I did, how you guys did on my racing league. If you haven't joined, make sure that you join. The link of the Fantasy League is going to be on the description and the code as well, so yeah, and leave a like if you enjoy Scratch channel to see more Formula 1 content and more F1 fantasy content. If you guys like it, sure that I'm going to do more. So further ado, let's start with my first team. In a nutshell, it was a little bit bad this weekend, but let's see. I chose Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris. It was very unfortunate with that DNF, and yeah, especially when I turbo Norris, and yeah, it was minus 14. Lewis Hamilton, yeah, with 45, I think it was the best score this weekend. And then Kvyat and Magnussen. I was surprised with Magnussen. With that crash, and yeah, it was nowhere near the pace during the race, and yeah, very surprised to see 13 points to, by Magnussen, and then Mercedes with 65 points. I don't know how it would be with Ferrari, but yeah, like I said, Mercedes is a very viable option, but this weekend would be an exception because Ferrari was clearly on the pace, and yeah, they should have won in my opinion. That penalty was absolutely unfair. And I think I'm not the only one with that opinion. Let's focus on the fantasy side. Yeah, 117, and yeah, it was meh, you know, more or less. It could have been a little better because, as you can see, during the Monaco Grand Prix, I had a 179, and yeah, it was a step back this weekend, and I was a little bit, and yeah, with Norris turbo, maybe I could turbo Magnussen, for example. So. But yeah, McLaren was on the pace. I think it was more stronger than Haas, and I decided to take the gamble, and yeah, that didn't pay off really. And I could have choose Sainz, for example. So let's go to my second team. It was a little bit better comparing to the first one. 141, no negative points. So yeah, it's okay. So yeah, Grosjean finished ahead of Magnussen. Let's see how Grosjean did. So yeah, he beat his teammates, he finished the race and reached to Q1. So, and Magnussen, oh okay, it's because he reached to Q2 despite that crash on qualifying, and he beat his teammate, and okay, I'm understanding already why Magnussen had more points than Grosjean despite finishing behind him, and yeah, he gained some positions during the race still, but despite not being not being on the pace. So Kvyat with the turbo, Kvyat looked very good this weekend, not much like Monaco Grand Prix, and yeah, a solid, I can say, 18 points. Then the two Mercedes, yeah, surely that gave me a good amount of points, 75 points with the two Mercedes. And then Red Bull, very weak. Red Bull has been very weak during this season. I think no, it was the second weakest Grand Prix. It was the weakest was at Azerbaijan, but yeah, it's very weak weekend for to Red Bull. So Red Bull, I think, is not a very good option because you spend a lot of money in the top 3 team, and Red Bull is not giving that much results. I think it's better to spend a little bit more on a Mercedes or in a Ferrari, in my opinion. So yeah, let's go to my third team, 119, and yeah, Albon unfortunately with minus 13, so it was yeah, a DNF minus 15. When you have a driver with an ENF, you are absolutely penalized, and yeah, as you can see, minus 13. Then Leclerc, yeah, could have been a little bit better because of that penalty with Vettel, could finish P2, but yeah, thankfully Vettel finished in P2, he deserved to win that race. And yeah, the two Mercedes once again, and McLaren very weak due to that, due to Norris, yes, it's Norris, DNF, and yeah, it was 12 points, and yeah, it was no, it wasn't the weakest. McLaren had already some bad Grand Prix with 0 at Australia and 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. So in terms of my teams, that was it. So now let's go to my fantasy league. I just want to thank you guys for joining to my fantasy league. Really appreciate that. Sorry, and if you want to join, the code is going to be here and in the description as well. So let's see the best one of this weekend. That was Avanti Savoia with 180. So yeah, we should have an OP team. So Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo with a turbo driver. So I think it was the best turbo that you could get this weekend. Ricciardo was best of the rest, and yeah, he had 20 points, but yeah, with a turbo is the double points. So Lance Stroll, yeah, it was a very good choice. I didn't choose Lance Stroll because yeah, it changed to the old spec engine. His qualifying wasn't the best, and I thought, yes, thankfully I didn't choose Stroll. Stroll, I think he's very weak on geez, I'm forgetting, on qualifying, sorry. But then on the race, he made some good comebacks. He always gets knocked out of Q1 this season, but then he gets some points in some of the races. So yeah, Stroll is that case that is one of these races that prove that Stroll is not is a play driver, but he's not on in F1 just for money. But the qualifyings makes us think the opposite. So yeah, Stroll is a little bit confusing, I can say so. And yeah, Valtteri Bottas, Kvyat, and yeah, Ferrari with 60, Jesus, 57 points. What am I doing? And yeah, it was the best of my racing league this weekend. So Pack the Bus Racing with a little bit far from the first place, 168. So Hamilton, Ricciardo as well, once again, and then Hülkenberg with 14. So it was very good. With choosing the two Renaults. I wonder how many points Renault as a team had. I'm going to see that later on. And then Stroll and Albon, and yeah, that was very unfortunate with Albon. He could choose Kvyat or something like that. So yeah, that was the team, and I came back here. I don't know why, because I clicked 2 times backwards. And yeah, Reich Racing Team in third place, 166. And yeah, let's see, Bottas, Ricciardo as well, and many people choosing Ricciardo. So yeah, it's good to see, especially after that amazing qualifying in P4. And yeah, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, and Raikkonen with just 4 points. It was very unfortunate. Raikkonen was nowhere near this weekend, and yeah, it was a weekend to forget to Kimi. And yeah, in a nutshell, it was solid points, and yeah, congratulations to you. So overall, is Brisky for the Biscuit still on the lead? So can someone beat this guy? So yeah, Sergio Perez, Bottas, Raikkonen, Gasly as a turbo. So Gasly, yeah, another very poor weekend. I don't know what Gasly is doing. I don't know what is happening to Gasly this season. So yeah, and Norris with -7, Mercedes with 65. So yeah, it's a 122. Not very good. Yeah, with Norris -7. So yeah, it was a kind of weak. So yeah, Scuderia Bosch in second place. So Vettel with 35. So yeah, we see Vettel for the first time in this video. Russell with 11 points. So once again, Williams giving a good amount of points. As you can see, look at the points of the course of the season. No negative points, despite being the Williams. That's very good. I think I already said in the last video, the last fantasy video, the Williams, if you don't have enough money to buy another good driver, choose a Williams driver. Yeah, always positive points. So yeah, it's a viable option, despite being the slowest team. I don't know how it is in terms of teams, but yeah, in terms of drivers, yeah, it really pays off in a positive way. So Bottas with 30, and then Ferrari with 57, and yeah, that's a 134. And yeah, Park the Bus Racing. Yeah, Hamilton. Okay, I already saw the team of these guys, so sorry for not seeing again. But yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. So let's go to the Global League, and yeah, let's see the best one of this weekend. It was a 192. So yeah, Hamilton, Stroll, Russell again. So yeah, the best team having a Williams driver, and then the two Renault drivers with Ricciardo as a turbo driver, and then Mercedes as a team. I think Mercedes has always been the best team of this season. So yeah, I already said this. Start to pick the Mercedes because it's the best option. And yeah, it was a 119. We have a Portuguese in 6th place on the Global League. Okay, I want to see this. So yeah, 175. So, but it's not the best team, but yeah, it shows Russell as a turbo driver. He had 22. Gasly as a turbo at 20. So Williams beats a Red Bull. Oh wow, shock of the season. So yeah, let's see the best of this week. Okay, we already saw. So yeah, Mook's F1 team is the best so far in terms of global league. So yeah, it was a 175, so it wasn't the best. But yeah, Russell as a turbo driver, so that's very good. So I'm impressed. So to see George Russell, to see George Russell on fantasy team. Sorry, Jesus, I can't talk. So let's see DC. Now we're going to see the verified one. So Albon Verstappen with 24. So the first time we've seen Verstappen this video. Bottas Raikkonen as a turbo. So yeah, it was very bad, but Raikkonen with as a turbo, and then Norris. So yeah, 107, and yeah, Mercedes as a team. So it wasn't a very good weekend for DC. So let's see now. Pat Simmons. So Magnussen as a turbo. So yeah, it's okay. It's average. And then Raikkonen Sainz, yeah, very low points, and then Hamilton and Mercedes. So he could have picked another top 3 driver, to be honest. So I don't know what is he doing. So let's see now Ross Brawn, and yeah, Verstappen, Leclerc, Raikkonen, Norris and Kvyat, and the Ferrari as a team. So it's okay. It was a little bit weak. So many people I'm seeing choosing Norris, and yeah. That really ruined a little bit their teams this weekend. So Jesus, this is Ross Brawn again. So now we're going to see Rob Smedley, and yeah, it was better. So choose Kubica. So once again choosing a Williams driver. So and yeah, Ricardo with 20 points. You could choose change the turbo of Gasly to Ricardo. You could switch a driver so to get an extra 20. And yeah, that was it. 155 still, so it was good. It was good, you know. So I'm not seeing a lot of people high on points this weekend, to be honest. So let's see. WTF Tom, Leclerc. Okay, it was basically the same, and the teams, there's not much variety this weekend. So yeah, it's a little bit boring, I can say. So let's see Xmari G. Yeah, 138, choose Grosjean. Not many people choosing Grosjean. And yeah, once again, Lando Norris. So I think everyone that I saw in this video, 90% of the teams that I saw in this video, that I'm seeing this video, are choosing Norris. That is quite interesting. So let's see now Arav, and yeah, once again Arav choosing Alfa Romeo, and that's not very good. So it was very unfortunate, and yeah, it was just 102 points for Arav. So now we're going to finish the video, the summary. So the top performing drivers were Hamilton, Vettel, Leclerc, Bottas and Ricardo, with Hamilton with quite a margin, and Ricardo not very far from Bottas. Bottas was absolutely nowhere near during the race in this weekend. So the top performing constructors, we have Mercedes level on points with Ferrari. I believe I saw Mercedes with 65, but okay. Renault, yeah, it was the best of the rest, even better than Red Bull. So yeah, that's interesting. A lot of people brought Sainz, Perez, Norris, Albon, and Kvyat, and yeah, a lot of people bringing Norris, like I said, and yeah, that didn't really pay off. A lot of people removing. The most removed driver was Raikkonen, and that's interesting. A lot of people removed Leclerc as well, and yeah. Norris was one of the most drivers to being brought out to people's teams, but it was the third most to be removed. So we have a controversy, I can say. So a lot of people bringing Mercedes, that's kind of expected, and a lot of people removing Ferrari, and yeah, I think that was a little bit expected. So the most popular turbo drivers were Daniel Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen, and Gasly, Magnussen, Norris, and Norris is the only one with just minus points, with negative points. That was the video, guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, catch you if you want to join to my fantasy league. The link is going to be in the description. So yeah, really appreciate that. I just want to say thank you to you guys for joining to my league. Really appreciate that. So yeah, but now it's time to say goodbye. My name is Tomasz, and I'll see you guys next time.